queen b8 check. You're giving again one more piece in this game. Today, I'm going to show you a game that you all wish you would play in chess one day. That's why you start chess in the first place. The game starts with e4, e5, which is normal moves, nothing crazy there. And it's a game played, by the way, by Charles Morphy in 1856 in Paris Opera. And he played against the Duke of Brunswick, if I'm not mistaken. He plays knight f3, attacking the pawn on e5, which is normal. The Duke decides to defend by d6, which is the Philidor defense. It's not really played very often right now. That's not great, because you're kind of blocking the bishop that doesn't have a life. d6, d4, bishop g4. Bishop g4 is obviously not a good move. It's not a good move because you don't understand where the game is going for black. King is going to castle short, so you should develop these pieces first, just to give you some opening ideas. The bishop comes here, Morphy just takes on e5, and he decides to actually take. What is the problem with this? The problem with this is that you just developed a piece and you just exchange it. So the only piece that you have that is out, you actually decide to exchange it. That doesn't make too much sense. Queen f3, I mean, he takes on e5, bishop c4. Clear target. We're threatening mate in one move. Queen take f7, checkmate. He defends by playing knight f6, which is fine, but to be honest, the damage has been done already here. Because now we cannot take on f7, he's targeting this. And Morphy is saying, like, I really don't care about your pawn on e4. And he plays a very nice move, which is queen b3. And he's targeting f7, and b7. And he's saying, look, if knight take, there is a mate in 2. Bishop take f7, king here, and queen e6 is already finished the game. Okay, you can't do this. You can't take on e4. He played a move like queen e7 to defend, knight c3 development. Why knight c3? Knight c3 because he's defending the pawn on e4. But also what he was threatening when he played like queen e7 is to exchange queens by playing queen b4 check. And then, you know, it's an endgame and it's not the same. I want to avoid this check from the queen and I want to protect the pawn on e4. He played knight c3. Knight c3 is great. He played c6, controlling the knight that cannot come to these squares. Bishop g5, I'm pinning. Look at this position, guys. All my minor pieces are out. I'm ready to long castle or short castle, and look at you here. Look at this. I mean, that's a disaster, right? Here, after bishop g5, he played something like b5. What is the problem in this opening? Is that he's again moving a pawn. So he's not developing a piece again. He doesn't understand that here you should do everything you can to try to castle one day. And look, the queen is blocking the bishop. So the queen is not right here. He should have moved maybe the queen again instead of playing this move, b5. What happens usually in chess is that if you don't play the right opening principles, what's going to happen is that your opponent is going to sacrifice pieces to try to basically mate you because you're underdeveloped. So it doesn't really matter. Like, let's put it this way. The move here, which is pretty nice, is knight take b5. Knight take b5, take and take. He has one piece down with white. It doesn't really matter. Look at these pieces at home. I feel like I'm one piece up actually here, more than anything. He plays this, knight d7, and now long castle, which actually brings a rook in the game again. He defends by playing rook d8. There is rook take d7. Rook take. We pin again because the bishop is pinning the king. And you can't do much. I mean, look at these two pieces at home. They have zero prospect. They can't really play on the board. He understood that basically the bishop is the issue because if the bishop wasn't here, then he would castle and life would be good. But the problem is the queen that is trapping. So he plays the move queen e6. So the bishop one day can exit and he can castle. He played queen e6, but we're not going to play this. Just think for a second. There is an amazing variation here to find. The move here is bishop take d7, which is pretty easy. Knight take, and now there is an amazing move. Try to find it. The move is queen b8 check. You're giving again one more piece in this game. If knight takes, now rook d8 is checkmate. We only have a rook and a bishop, and look at these two pieces. So I'm pretty sure after this game, you're going to think about castling, developing your minor pieces instead of actually ending up in this kind of trouble. See you on the next one, guys.